It is with deep tragedy and pain that all of us are here today. Deep tragedy and pain. Comrades and friends, a 500 million rand contract, 500 million rand contract was given to a businessman who has received hundreds of millions of rand from the ANC government. An ANC hack called ecodocafrica. When it was discovered that contract was both fraudulent and corrupt because a Department of Agriculture and Forestry person had actually ensured that Sekunjalo, ecodocafrica's company, gets the contract. Ecodocafrica now owns the independent group. When the ANC failed to kill our media through a media tribunal, they decided they want to own it instead. And he was put together. And today I call on Andre Kriel from the Southern African Clothing and Textile Workers Union to show some courage and support media freedom and transformation, because they are also a shareholder. We ask the union to ensure that its money, workers' money, is not used for a corrupt ANC government and its business strategy. We ask for the prosecution of every corrupt company in the country. Not just the ones who receive contracts from the ANC, but the ones who rob poor people daily. We believe that we need a media to expose that. The media has saved millions of lives in South Africa. The Treatment Action Campaign can tell you that when we struggled for antiretrovirals, Thabo Mbeki would have loved to own all the media so that he could silence us. They failed. Everyone here will know that if it wasn't for Alina Denoy, the struggles of people in Kailija would not be known here. If it wasn't for the Mail and Guardian, we wouldn't know about Nkandla. If it wasn't for the Sunday Times and the City Press, we would not know about Dina Pule. If it wasn't for all the newspapers, we wouldn't know that Tina Jumat is one of the most corrupt ministers in our government. And she is a close friend of Jacob Zuma and ecodocafrica. So today, comrades, we say, no more! No more!
We need a voice of a working journalist. And the comrades working inside 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to bring out the truth. Today, they feel intimidated and scared. When one of your colleagues gets fired without warning, it makes you very nervous. So we bring Comrade Terry here to bring us the voice of journalists. Viva Comrade Terry Bell, viva!
I worked with two of the greatest pirates in newspaper history, Tiny Rowland and Robert Maxwell, in their newspapers. And I'll tell you something, they tried to interfere, but even they didn't do this sort of thing. And this is what it's all about. It's not the firing of an editor. Editors can be fired by owners, subject to the labour laws. We have fought for media freedom in this country. In the 1960s, in this country, we had to run samizdat. We had to go underground with publications because newspapers were being sat upon by laws, which we have now overturned. We have the right in the Bill of Rights. It is an absolute right to freedom of information. It's the only absolute right in the bill. And we've got to fight to keep it. We have to stand for editorial independence and for freedom of information. Thank you.
was one of the few editors that were willing to support civil society. A few months ago, she was in our social audits. She was as independent observers. She's the only person who reported objectively on what the social audit meant, but also looking at the side of the people of Ikailicha, but also on the side of the city.
The Right to Know campaign